In June 2025, the world watched in shock as Israel launched a sudden and overwhelming assault on Iran. The scale of devastation that followed was unlike anything Iran had experienced in decades, shattering the fragile sense of security that had existed. The first and most profound cost was human life, families torn apart, neighborhoods reduced to rubble, and a nation left reeling from the sheer brutality of the attack. Official government figures reported 610 Iranians killed, including women and children, but independent human rights organizations quickly challenged these numbers. Their investigations suggested the true death toll was closer to 1,000, with more than 4,700 wounded, many suffering life-altering injuries. Hospitals overflowed with casualties, and the Red Crescent worked around the clock, often risking their own lives to save others. Iran's emergency response system was pushed beyond its limits. 7 major hospitals and 4 clinics were destroyed in the bombings, leaving entire communities without access to medical care. 9 ambulances were obliterated, making it nearly impossible to transport the wounded. Medical staff, many of whom lost colleagues and loved ones, worked in the ruins, improvising with what little equipment remained. The strikes weren't limited to civilian infrastructure. Iran's nuclear program, a source of national pride and international controversy, took a direct and devastating hit. 4 of Iran's most critical nuclear sites, Natanz, Esfahan, Arak, and Fordo, were bombed in rapid succession. Each site represented years of investment and scientific progress, now reduced to smoldering ruins. Natanz, the heart of Iran's uranium enrichment efforts and home to 1,700 centrifuges, was left crippled. The destruction of this facility set back Iran's nuclear ambitions by years, if not decades. The Arak heavy water reactor and Esfahan's uranium processing plants were also targeted, their advanced equipment and research labs left in ruins. The Fordo site, once considered nearly impregnable, was not spared either. The International Atomic Energy Agency confirmed that despite the destruction, there were no radiation leaks. However, in the aftermath, Iran barred all IAEA inspectors, raising new fears about the future of its nuclear program and transparency. The Iranian military suffered catastrophic losses. Bases were reduced to ashes, and the country's defensive capabilities were severely compromised. Over 120 missile launchers, nearly a third of Iran's launch capability, were destroyed in the opening hours. The loss of these assets left Iran vulnerable to further attacks and unable to mount an effective retaliation. Drone bases, radar installations, and military research centers were systematically targeted and leveled, crippling Iran's ability to coordinate its defenses or launch counterstrikes. The attacks didn't stop at military and nuclear targets. Iran's vital energy infrastructure was also hit hard. Oil refineries burned, fuel depots exploded,